Mark for his fitness channel. We are back. All right, guys. Today's topic is Ronnie Coleman, 2003 Mr. Olympia versus Big Ramy, 2017 Arnold Classic and Mr. Olympia. I've got some picks from that. Who wins? All right, this is a tough one, guys. We'll just go through some comparison picks here. Sorry about the length of the pictures of Ronnie Coleman. I couldn't really find the good quality ones. They were a bit blurred here and there, but we'll just do the best we can with what I've got. So, all right, we'll go for the first pose, most muscular. All right, let's go for, all right, as you can clearly see there, Ronnie Coleman's quads are just striated and absolutely shredded to the bone. And Big Ramy, he's always had problems with the shredded conditions of the quads. So I definitely have to give that pose to Ronnie Coleman, just in the striations in the quads. And as you can see, I can't really see the calves, but I'm pretty sure he had better calves than Big Ramy anyway. All right, let's just go through a couple other things here. All right, I like Big Ramy's arms and triceps a little bit better than Ronnie Coleman, just a drop. But the condition of Ronnie Coleman, as you can see, it's on a different level to Big Ramy in this picture. But the thing I like about Big Ramy is he's super, he could be a lot more conditioned, but he's pretty conditioned here at the Arnold Classic here compared to Ronnie Coleman then. But he's got a tight abdomen there, and Ronnie Coleman, he's got a bit of a distended abdomen. But I'd still have to give this to Ronnie Coleman just on overall condition and just graininess. You can see it, muscle maturity. He'd have to give my favourite most muscular to Ronnie Coleman. All right, next one, guys. All right, front double bicep. I'm sorry about the pictures again, guys. The best I could do with the sizes and everything like that. All right, let's go through this one again. As you can clearly see here, Ronnie Coleman's quads are a lot more conditioned and striated. And see the thickness, muscle maturity over Big Ramy. Big Ramy's got the biggest quads out of anyone ever almost. But you can clearly see he's got the condition, Ronnie Coleman, there, and his calves are better than Big Ramy's there, as you can see that. But then again, as you can clearly see there, a bit of a distended abdomen, not much there by Ronnie Coleman. It's pretty shredded, and Big Ramy's got a bit more conditioned midsection there, as you can clearly see. But his lats on Ronnie Coleman are they're in a different world, as you can clearly see. Just the muscle maturity between Ronnie Coleman and Big Ramy, it's a bit of a difference. But I like Big Ramy's arms in this one a bit better than Ronnie Coleman's for some reason. I don't know, they've always looked a bit funny. Ronnie Coleman's arms are massive, but they're just not as thick as Big Ramy's. You can clearly see the biceps are bigger than Ronnie Coleman, and he's got bigger triceps than Ronnie Coleman, but not by much. And he's got bigger forearms, just a drop. And yeah, but I'd probably still have to give this one to Ronnie Coleman. He just takes home this pose, man. You know what I mean? Like just the graininess and the muscle maturity. You can see the thickness and the density. Big Ramy will get there, but he's got a lot of time, Big Ramy. But yeah, just it's a different planet. Ronnie Coleman, 2003, he's just rose to another level. I don't know if we'll ever see that again, guys. But yeah, I'll give that one to Ronnie Coleman. Next pose. All right, side chest pose. I can clearly see a bit more of a thickness there in the quad sweep there by Big Ramy to Ronnie Coleman, but Ronnie Coleman, as you can clearly see, just the striations and the hams. You can see as it hangs. That's one thing that Big Ramy always lacks there. But he poses a little bit more better there, Ronnie Coleman, than Big Ramy. And if you look at this photo just in detail, you can see just the thickness and muscle maturity over Big Ramy. It just outmuscles him, and in the condition, you can clearly see Big Ramy is not as conditioned as Ronnie Coleman here, but you probably have to give it to Big Ramy just because he just looks a bit more tighter there than Ronnie Coleman. But it's a tough one, guys. But yeah, probably slightly Big Ramy just. Anyway, guys, next pose. All right, rear lats. This week it's really interesting, guys. As you can clearly see the striations in the hams and glutes and the calves compared to Big Ramy. It's a massive difference. Yeah, he's got the striations in the glutes there, and he hasn't got it as enough there, Big Ramy there. But Ronnie Coleman just, look at the striations in the hams there compared to Big Ramy. It's a bit of a difference there. And that's a take-home pose for Ronnie Coleman. As you clearly see, he's got a bit more muscle maturity and thickness. His lats just stick out a bit more than Big Ramy here. But he's doing not a bad job there, Big Ramy. Big props from Keep on doing what you're doing, man. You get your conditioning right, and you'll be able to beat Phil Heath next year or the year after. It's going to happen, guys. But yeah, I'd have to give this one to Ronnie Coleman, just an overall thickness, mass, and better condition from the back. You can clearly see it. And Big Ramy could get a bit more conditioned from the back, from the rear lat spread. All right, next one. All right, back double bicep. This is a massive pose here by Ronnie Coleman. You can clearly see, like I said again, the glutes, the hams, and the calves. They're a lot more striated in condition than Big Ramy's glutes and hams and calves. He'll get there, Big Ramy, eventually. He's just got to work out his body a bit more. And just the thickness of the Ronnie Coleman, look at his back, man. Just the way he poses. See, Big Ramy is learning how to pose still, but he's getting a lot better. But Big Ramy, just if he could just work on that conditioning just a bit more, and he'll be able to trounce anyone. But as you clearly see here, Ronnie Coleman is just super conditioned. Look at the ridges. Look at the thickness. This is 2003. It's just amazing. And he beats Big Ramy just on overall thickness and size and condition from the back. That's Ronnie Coleman's take-home pose. Lights out, game over. And Ronnie Coleman, if he's still around today, he'd definitely still be winning Mr. Olympias if he was still in contest condition and he had his size. All right, guys. So that's it for my program today, guys. Big Ramy, he's took it up to Ronnie Coleman in this comparison, but Ronnie Coleman is just overpowered Big Ramy, just way too much in this, guys. Just the overall thickness, muscle maturity, and condition from the back, and even from the front. You can clearly see Big Ramy's got a little bit to go, but he's not far off. But yeah, Ronnie Coleman 2003, man, that was an absolute another level. I don't know if we'll ever be able to reach that. Big Ramy, we'll see how he goes in the next couple of years. He might be able to reach that, and if he does, you'd have to think that he'd be the biggest bodybuilder ever, like condition-wise, if he can get 100%. But anyway, guys, yeah, Ronnie Coleman definitely, man, still standout performer, and I might do another comparison in the next few weeks or a couple of days with another couple of bodybuilders from the 90s to now. But anyway, yeah, Ronnie Coleman clearly wins this, and he's a legend, man, Ronnie Coleman. But yeah. All right, Mark Christopher for this fitness channel. I am out.